All right, so today we're gonna take a deep dive into something pretty unique.
Okay.
We're gonna be talking about chaos magic.
Oh, cool.
And specifically, we're gonna be looking at a book by Phil Hine called Condensed Chaos, an introduction to chaos magic.
Sounds good.
So just imagine like a world where your beliefs can actually shape your experiences.
Yeah.
Almost as if magic is like this customizable tool you can use to like make things happen.
Interesting.
To help us navigate this. We have expert speaker here.
Hey, everybody.
So, mind bending is a great way to describe this.
It really is.
One of the things that I think is so fascinating about chaos magic is that it really kind of like flips the script on traditional magic.
Yeah, it does.
It's not about, following all these rigid rules or like ancient dogma.
Right.
It's more about like embracing personal exploration and experimentation.
Definitely.
So instead of like a rule book, it's more like a lab manual. You're encouraged to test things out.
Yeah.
And
see what works.
See what works for you.
Yeah.
And even draw inspiration from like all these unexpected places.
For sure.
I mean, Hine even talks about using principles of COBOL programming to create something called chaos servitors.
It's really interesting stuff.
That's wild.
It's all about finding models and systems, even outside of traditional magic, that resonate with you and can help you achieve those desired outcomes.
COBOL programming to create magical beings.
Oh, right.
That's something I never would have thought of.
It's pretty out there.
But it speaks to the idea that chaos magic is a very personalized system.
Oh, for sure.
You're in the driver's seat.
You are.
What does a chaos magician use for tools, though?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like, are we talking wands?
Not necessarily.
Crystal balls?
Not quite.
What is it?
You might be surprised to hear that the tools are often incredibly ordinary things.
Oh, okay.
Like silly putty.
Silly putty.
String candles. Even lollipops.
Lollipops.
It's not about the object itself.
I see.
But rather the intention and belief that the magician imbues it with.
Silly putty. That's a curveball.
I know, right?
I'm just picturing a kid, molding shapes and wait, is that kind of the point?
You're getting it.
Okay.
That malleability is actually what makes it so effective.
Okay.
Hine talks about using it to create sigils, for example.
Okay.
You mold your intention into this silly putty, charge it with your energy and focus, and then let it go.
That's so fascinating.
It is.
So it's like we're shifting our perception of these everyday objects.
Exactly.
It's not the object itself.
Right.
It's what we project onto it.
Got it.
How important are our senses in all of this?
They're absolutely vital.
Okay.
Hine stresses sensory exploration.
Okay.
He encourages exercises like blindfolded touch.
Oh, wow.
Or associating smells with memories.
Oh.
The idea is to move away from a purely mental approach to magic and engage your whole being.
So it's like tuning into like the subtleties of our experience.
Yeah, exactly.
The details that we might normally miss. Right. But by really like paying attention, we're sharpening our perception and our ability to interact with these energies.
Precisely.
So when we do that, we start to experience the world not just as like a collection of individual senses, but as this complete interwoven whole.
Yes.
It's like this perceptual gestalt.
Exactly.
Do you want to try like a quick visualization?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay.
Close your eyes and imagine you're walking through a dense forest.
Okay.
Picture the vivid greens of the leaves.
Okay.
Feel the soft earth and moss under your feet. Smell the dampness of the soil and the sharp scent of pine needles.
Okay.
Now add in the sounds of birds singing and the wind rustling through the leaves.
Wow, I can almost feel the air on my skin.
Right.
It's incredible how those individual sensations come together to create such a fully immersive experience. And that's the power of honing those senses.
Yes.
They become tools for navigating and shaping our reality.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got our senses primed.
All right.
But let's talk about techniques.
Okay.
What about sigil magic?
Oh, yeah.
I know that's a big part of chaos magic.
It is.
But to be honest, I'm a little fuzzy on how it actually works.
Yeah, so sigil magic is a fascinating way to manifest desires.
Right.
Essentially, you create an abstract symbol, the sigil, that represents your specific intention.
Okay.
It starts with a clear statement of what you want to achieve.
Okay.
Then you transform that statement into a sigil using various techniques.
Yeah.
Finally, you charge the sigil with focused energy, releasing that intention out into the universe.
It sounds almost deceptively simple.
Yeah.
But I imagine there's a lot of nuance to it.
There is.
Are there common mistakes people make?
Definitely. Like one thing Hine emphasizes is the importance of precision in your statement of intent. A poorly worded sigil can have some unintended consequences.
Really?
He tells a story about creating a sigil for abundance.
Okay.
But he was very general in his wording. He ended up with a sudden influx of houseplants.
Houseplants?
Seems the universe interpreted abundance a bit too literally.
A houseplant invasion.
I know, right?
That's a hilarious but also cautionary tale.
It is.
It reminds us that magic is a powerful force.
Yes.
We need to be very deliberate in how we use it.
We do.
But speaking of forces, chaos magic isn't just about manifesting material desires, right?
No, it's not.
There's also a strong emphasis on inner work and transformation.
Absolutely.
So tell me about that.
Chaos magic encourages us to confront what Hine calls our inner demons.
Inner demons.
Those negative thoughts, emotions, and habits that hold us back. For our fears, insecurities, self-sabotaging patterns.
Okay.
But it's not about repressing them.
Okay.
It's about understanding them, working with them, and ultimately transforming them into something positive.
So instead of trying to banish these aspects of ourselves, we're learning to integrate them.
Yes.
And even harness their energy.
Exactly.
That's a powerful concept.
It is.
And in this context, Hine introduces the archetype of Ganesha.
Ganesha.
The Hindu god known for his playful wisdom.
Okay.
And interestingly, his demon-slaying prowess.
Ganesha, the elephant-headed god.
That's the one.
I'm intrigued.
So Ganesha's playfulness is a key element here.
Okay.
He reminds us that we don't have to approach this inner work with fear or excessive seriousness.
Yeah.
Visualizing Ganesha helping you overcome a personal challenge, using his playful energy to break down those limiting beliefs.
Okay.
It could be incredibly empowering.
I love that imagery.
Yeah.
It's like having this wise, mischievous friend by your side, helping you to kind of laugh at your fears and find creative solutions.
You got it. Now, I'm really curious to hear more about how chaos magic explores those inner worlds of dreams and entities.
Well, yeah, dreams are goldmine in chaos magic.
Really?
Hine talks about things like lucid dreaming, where you become aware and in control within your dreams.
Oh, wow.
Using dreams for divination.
Oh.
And even dream telepathy.
Dream telepathy.
He also brings up the idea of channeled entities.
Yeah.
Those we might seek out intentionally and those that might appear spontaneously.
It's like opening a door to like a whole hidden realm within ourselves.
Yes, sir.
Realm of infinite possibilities.
It is.
And these entities, they can offer guidance, knowledge, even act as magical allies.
They can.
Wow.
I once had a profound experience with a guided pathworking.
What's
That's
that?
a sort of meditative journey into an Egyptian pyramid.
An Egyptian pyramid.
I encountered the god Ra-Horkut.
Wow.
Who radiated this incredible solar energy.
That sounds incredible.
It was transformative. It's amazing how these practices can lead to such tangible, powerful experiences.
It really is.
But let's step back for a moment.
Okay.
And talk about something that's central to all of this.
Okay.
Identity.
Identity.
How does chaos magic approach the idea of self?
That's a good question.
It challenges us to question the masks we wear in everyday life.
The masks.
You know, those fixed identities we cling to, the successful professional, the loving partner, the rebel. Chaos magic encourages us to deconstruct these.
Deconstruct them.
To break down those limitations and open up new possibilities.
So it's about recognizing that we are not fixed.
Exactly.
We have the capacity to adapt and evolve.
We do.
And one way to do that is by embracing new beliefs and roles.
Yes.
Stepping outside of our comfort zones.
Right.
It forces us to see how fluid and adaptable our identity truly is.
It does.
It brings us back to this core concept of belief shaping reality.
Yes.
Which is so central to chaos magic.
It is.
It's not just about accepting the beliefs we've inherited or developed over time. It's about actively choosing the beliefs that serve us.
Exactly.
That empower us to create the reality we desire.
Yes.
Which leads to a big question.
Okay, what's that?
Can belief itself be a magical tool?
That's a question that lies at the heart of chaos magic.
Okay.
Our beliefs act as a lens through which we experience the world.
Yeah.
If we believe something is impossible, we'll likely never achieve it.
Okay.
But if we shift our beliefs, open ourselves to new possibilities, we can create entirely new realities.
So it's like choosing different lenses for our glasses.
Exactly.
Each one showing us a different version of reality.
Yes.
And the more we experiment,
the
more we realize the immense power we have to shape our experience.
Precisely.
That's so cool.
It is.
There's so much more to explore when it comes to belief and its role in chaos magic.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll dive deeper into that after a quick break. Stay tuned.
Hi, Pratis and Sorries. Here I came to you to explain why and what it's all about. It's not only about chaos magic, but in stages I will send a lot of videos about one or other subject until finish it. So someone who care about those books and search for information about it can have some information about it. So please follow up the channel here in the
Chaos Magic Time.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of chaos magic.
Where we left off, we were talking about how our beliefs can actually shape our reality.
Yeah, and how chaos magic encourages us to actively choose those beliefs.
Instead of just accepting what we've been told or what we've come to believe over time.
Right. It's about taking control of the lens through which we view the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about a concept that's really central to chaos magic.
Okay.
Gnosis. Hine describes it as like the ability to enter altered states of consciousness.
Yeah.
At will.
At will.
So are we talking about those moments when we step outside of our ordinary awareness?
Yes.
Like during deep meditation?
Yeah.
Or even those times when we're hyper-focused on a creative project?
You got it.
So chaos magic recognizes that we're actually moving between different states of consciousness all the time.
We are.
Like daydreaming.
Yeah.
Focusing intently, even spacing out a bit.
Right.
Gnosis is about consciously and intentionally shifting into those states where we can tap into deeper levels of awareness and magical power.
Exactly. So instead of just letting it happen randomly,
Yeah.
we're learning to direct our mental state.
What are some of the techniques people use to achieve Gnosis?
Well, Hine talks about two main approaches.
Okay.
Inhibitory and excitatory.
Inhibitory and excited.
Inhibitory techniques are about calming the mind and body.
Right.
Things like meditation,
Yeah.
yoga,
Okay.
even sensory deprivation.
Sensory deprivation.
These practices help quiet the mental chatter and create a space for stillness and receptivity.
It's like hitting the pause button on the constant stream of thoughts and distractions.
Precisely, on the other hand, excitatory techniques are about raising energy and intensity.
Okay.
Think chanting, drumming, dance, even emotional and sexual arousal.
Oh, wow.
These practices can help us break free from stagnant energy
Okay.
and connect with a more primal, instinctual level of awareness.
So it's about finding the right balance for you. Stillness versus movement.
Yeah.
Calming the mind versus energizing it.
It's about experimenting and discovering what works best for you to access those Gnostic states.
So it's not just about exploring our inner world.
Right.
How do we use all of this? The belief, the senses, the gnosis, to actually like create change in the material world?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
How do we bridge that gap between inner work and outer manifestation?
Right.
Well, this is where Hine's concept of the sorcerer's toy box comes into play.
Sorcerer's toy box.
He emphasizes the playful and experimental nature of chaos magic,
Okay.
suggesting that we can use everyday objects as magical tools.
Okay, so like what?
Things like plasticine,
Tuxtacine.
candles,
Yeah.
string, even crayons and chalk.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about elaborate rituals with ancient artifacts and obscure incantations?
Not necessarily.
Right.
It's about imbuing these simple objects with our intention and belief.
So like how would we do that?
You could mold plasticine into a sigil,
Okay.
charge it with your desire, and then release that energy into the universe.
Okay.
Or inscribe a candle with symbols,
Uh-huh.
and visualize your intention manifesting as the flame consumes the wax.
It's almost like we're giving these everyday objects a magical makeover,
Exactly.
transforming them into vessels for our will.
It's a very empowering way to think about magic.
It is.
And Hine even suggests that by working with these simple, readily available tools,
Yeah.
we're reminding ourselves that magic is not something separate from our daily lives.
It's woven into the fabric of our reality.
It is.
Accessible to anyone who's willing to shift their perception and tap into it.
Exactly. That's a really powerful idea.
Yeah, it demystifies magic in a way.
It does.
But I think it's also important to talk about the ethical side of all of this.
Yeah, for sure.
With all this talk of sorcery and magic.
Right?
How does chaos magic approach the idea of responsibility?
That's a crucial point. Hine is very clear that chaos magic is not about manipulating or controlling others. It's about personal empowerment and acting in alignment with our own values.
So using magic for good.
Yeah, or at the very least, not for harm.
Not for harm.
Chaos magic is not a free pass to do whatever you want. It's a path of self-discovery and personal growth.
Okay.
And that includes developing a strong sense of ethics and responsibility.
I see. Now let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
And talk about something that often comes up in the context of magic.
Right.
Conquering those so-called personal demons.
Personal demons.
What exactly are these demons?
That's a good question.
And how do we face them?
When you hear the word demon,
Yeah.
I immediately think of these terrifying creatures from mythology.
Yeah, me too.
Are we talking about literal entities, or is it more metaphorical?
Yeah. Are we?
It can be both.
Both.
In chaos magic, personal demons represent those negative thoughts, emotions, and habits that hold us back. Our fears, insecurities, self-sabotaging patterns.
Like those voices in our heads.
Exactly.
Tell us we're not good enough.
Yeah.
Or that we're going to fail.
Right, and they can feel like separate entities.
Separate entities.
These voices in our heads that seem to have a life of their own.
It's like when you know you should do something,
Yeah.
but that little voice whispers, you can't do it, or what's the point?
Exactly. Are those our personal demons talking?
I think so.
They might be.
So conquering these demons involves confronting them,
Yes.
understanding their origins,
Uh-huh.
and transforming them into something positive.
That's the goal.
Hine even suggests making pacts with them,
He does.
working with them rather than against them.
Right. So it's not about banishing them
Okay.
or pretending they don't exist,
Nah.
but rather learning to integrate them
Integrate them.
and even harness their energy.
That's interesting.
Hine introduces the archetype of Ganesha,
Yeah.
the Hindu god we talked about earlier,
Yeah.
as a helpful ally in this process.
Okay.
His playful wisdom reminds us that we don't have to take it all so seriously.
I love that.
It's about approaching this inner work with a sense of humor and lightness.
So Ganesha can help us conquer our demons.
He can help us to see them in a different light
Okay.
and to work with them in a more constructive way.
I like that. But remember, conquering demons isn't just about overcoming internal obstacles.
Right.
It also relates to navigating the challenges of the external world.
It does. So chaos magic isn't about retreating from the world,
Okay.
but rather about becoming more effective within it.
So it's about being in the world,
Yes.
but not of it.
Exactly. Hine encourages us to develop qualities like confidence,
Confidence.
honor, attentiveness,
Attentiveness.
organization, and sensitivity.
These are all good things.
Qualities that are valuable in all aspects of life.
It's about becoming a more well-rounded,
Yes.
resilient, and empowered individual.
A true master of chaos, so to speak.
I like that.
And Hine actually offers a framework for developing these qualities.
Really?
He calls it the Diabretes formula.
Diabretes formula.
Discipline.
Discipline, relaxation,
Okay.
attention, and
Right.
transformation.
A discipline that makes sense.
It does.
Magic requires focus and commitment.
Right. But discipline alone can lead to rigidity and burnout.
Yeah, that's true.
That's where relaxation comes in.
Okay.
It's about finding a balance between effort and ease.
Finding the flow.
Exactly, knowing when to push and when to let go.
So it's about finding that flow state where you're fully engaged but not overwhelmed.
Precisely. And tension is crucial.
Okay.
It's about being present in the moment,
Yeah.
noticing the subtle details,
It's the subtle details.
both internally and externally.
I see.
It's like becoming a detective of our own experience,
A detective?
noticing the patterns and triggers that shape our reality.
And finally, transformation.
Finish.
The culmination of all the other qualities. Right. It's the ability to use discipline, relaxation, and attention to bring about lasting change in ourselves and the world around us.
So it's like a continuous process.
It is.
Always evolving.
Hine emphasizes that transformation is not a destination, but a journey.
That's deep.
It's a reminder that chaos is a constant in life,
Yeah.
and our ability to adapt and even embrace that chaos is what makes us powerful.
This has been such an insightful conversation,
It has.
but for now we'll have to leave it there.
Okay.
Stay tuned for the final part of our deep dive into chaos magic,
Sounds
where
good.
we'll explore even more fascinating concepts and techniques.
I can't wait.
Don't miss it.
This video is intended to guide people who are still seeking knowledge about the subject that the book deals with, but more important than the video are our experience with it. So, sharing our personal experience with the book covered in this video is very important in the comments. We thank you in advance for this wonderful contribution.
Welcome back.
For the final part
The final part.
of our journey into chaos magic.
Such a fascinating world.
It is.
We've explored so much
We have.
belief as a tool, conquering those inner demons, the power of our senses.
Yeah.
We even took a virtual trip
I know.
to an Egyptian pyramid.
Be to God.
Yes, and we talked about using silly putty
Silly putty.
to manifest our desires.
It's amazing.
It is, but there's one more piece of the puzzle, this idea of belief as technology.
Belief as technology.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I fully grasp that.
Okay, so think about it this way.
Okay.
We're constantly bombarded
With information.
with ideas, beliefs from the world around us.
Everywhere.
Chaos magic suggests that instead of just absorbing all that,
Yeah.
we can be more conscious.
More deliberate.
More deliberate, yeah.
So we can choose.
We can choose
The belief.
the beliefs that empower us,
The ones that we want.
the ones that align with our deepest desires.
So it's like we become the architects of our own belief systems.
Exactly.
Rather than just like inheriting them by default.
By default, you got it.
Hine points out that all these different magical systems,
Kabbalah,
the Lema, different forms of shamanism, they can all be viewed as technologies of belief.
Interesting.
They provide frameworks.
Frameworks for understanding
The universe.
Tools for working with energy.
And methods for achieving specific outcomes.
It's like choosing the right software for your computer. Each program has its own functions.
Capabilities. I like that analogy.
So chaos magic encourages us to experiment.
Okay, with different belief systems.
Different belief systems, yeah.
See which ones resonate.
Which ones feel right.
Which ones produce tangible results.
It reminds us that there's no single belief system that holds the absolute truth.
Oh, wow.
What matters is what works.
What empowers you.
What empowers you to create change.
So it's about finding the system.
Yeah.
Or maybe combining aspects of different systems.
Right.
To find what's most effective.
For achieving your magical goal.
Your magical goals.
Yeah.
But how do we go about choosing?
It can feel overwhelming.
It's like standing in this vast library.
Yes.
Of magical software programs.
And you don't know where to start.
Right. How do we know which one is the right fit?
Hine advocates for an approach of experimentation and observation.
Experimentation and observation.
Try working with different systems.
Okay.
See what feels right intuitively.
Okay.
And pay attention to the results you experience.
Pay attention.
And don't be afraid to mix and match.
Oh.
Borrow techniques from one system.
Uh-huh.
Adapt concepts from another.
Okay.
Create your own unique hybrid approach.
It's like becoming a magical programmer.
A magical programmer.
Taking bits of code.
Yeah.
From different sources.
And crafting a program that's perfectly tailored to your needs.
Wow.
As you experiment. Pay close attention.
To what?
Does a particular system empower you?
Okay.
Does it help you achieve your goals?
Does it resonate with my deepest values?
If so, keep exploring it.
If not,
move on.
Try something else.
Try something else.
It's a reminder that magic,
especially chaos magic,
is a journey.
A journey of ongoing discovery.
Ongoing discovery.
And refinement.
That one-size-fits-all approach.
No.
Now, all this talk about belief systems makes me think about invocation.
Invocation.
Calling upon deities, spirits, or other entities.
For guidance and power.
How does that fit into chaos magic?
Invocation is a powerful technique.
Okay.
But it's approached with a slightly different perspective.
Different how?
Instead of viewing these entities as literal beings, chaos magic often sees them as archetypes.
Archetypes.
Psychological complexes.
Okay.
Or even energetic constructs.
So it's not so much about worshiping these entities,
right,
but rather about accessing the qualities or energies they represent.
You got it. For example,
invoking
the god Rahorquit.
Rahorquit.
Might not be about summoning a literal falcon-headed deity. It might be about tapping into that solar energy.
Okay.
The confidence, the willpower.
That Rahorquit embodies. It's like putting on a mask.
A mask.
Snapping into a role.
That allows you to access those qualities within yourself.
So we could theoretically invoke the confidence of Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Or the creativity of David Bowie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about finding those figures, those energies that spark your imagination.
And help you unlock your hidden potential.
Exactly.
This whole conversation has been mind-expanding.
It has been a journey.
Chaos magic really does seem like this vast playground of possibilities.
It is a playground.
Where we can draw inspiration from anywhere and anything.
In one.
To create the change we want to see.
That's the beauty of it, breaking free from limitations, experimenting with belief.
And ultimately becoming masters of our own reality.
But with great power
comes great responsibility.
We need to approach chaos magic and all magic with a sense of ethics. Self-awareness, and a commitment to using these tools for positive transformation.
That's such an important point.
It is.
We conclude our deep dive into chaos magic. I'm left with a sense of both excitement and a healthy dose of caution. Excitement for the limitless possibilities that this approach offers.
Yes.
And a reminder to wield these tools wisely and ethically.
Well said.
And if there's one final thought
I
can leave you with.
What is it?
It's this. If belief shapes reality, what kind of reality are you choosing to create?
That is the question.
It is the question for all of you who are ready to embark on your own exploration of chaos magic.
Yeah.
Be sure to check out the resources we've listed in the show notes.
Happy exploring.
Happy exploring.